These deer are they're about 200 yards from me right now. My scent is kind of blowing toward them, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. You can see right now they're just kind of content. Is looking my direction. You see this tree moving right here. You can see it's, not a lot of wind, but there's definitely wind blowing to right in their face. Which one is that? Yeah, it's a smaller one. There's normally 4 of these deer. Oops. Yeah, the shooter 8-point's not up here right now. Not a bad buck right there. I think this is the one that I normally see with the 10-point. I normally see those 2 deer together, and I apologize. We're still kind of in low light. Right now the sun's not, it just came up a few minutes ago. I prefer to get here right at daybreak. Once the sun gets up and starts heating up the ground, you're really not going to see a lot with these thermals. So. You still see great with this camera, but the thermal camera, you're not going to be able to find them. Yeah, that's not a bad buck right there. I mean, I don't know that he's a shooter this year, but he's not a bad buck. Like I think I said it, probably 10,000 times at this point, but the velvet will be coming off in the next few weeks, and you can really get an idea how these deer look. I'm going to take some pictures of them today just to have for comparison, but they typically lose about 20% of their mass whenever all that comes off. So, all right, these bucks finally got up on their feet. We're gonna watch them for a little bit, take some pictures and all that stuff. I got here right at daylight, and they were kind of bedded down. It's a little bit of a cool morning. It's kind of nice, like 55 degrees this morning. I'm loving this. And we're just over a month from bow season starting, so it really, like I said earlier, they'll be losing their velvet before too long. He's just chilling out. There he is. It's a good buck. I say it every week. That is a good buck. I didn't see the other. There's another 8-point that's a shooter. I did not see him this morning yet. He's usually with this group, but I just didn't. I don't know. Sometimes he'll stay, a few hundred yards away. I don't know if it's a dominance thing that this big buck runs him off. I really don't know what's going on with that, but toward the end of season, last season they stayed together. Yeah, they were almost inseparable. And then at the most of the summer, that's how it was also. Yeah, he's a good one. Somebody will get him. Oops, lost him again. There he is. You just have to kind of pick your way through these pines and hardwoods right here. Just kind of makes it a little challenging where they're at. There we go. There's one. And he disappears. He's directly under the drone though, so he's going to be a little harder to see. Oh, who's that? That's one of the smaller ones. It looks like he's about stepping open. There you go. Now I'm about, how far away from am I from this deer? I'm about 230 feet from that deer. He's almost directly under the drone. They don't seem, really, I've said it before, you know, they don't really seem to mind it at all. Every once in a while they do get kind of, you know, kind of weary. And I don't know if it's just it, you know, corrects. Yeah, I think when it gets kind of windy some mornings or like high humidity, sometimes I don't know if the drone just makes more noise or carries more on certain days. But sometimes they'll get they'll look around for it and they usually just go back to feeding. But I think that low pitch hum, I don't think they mind it as much. I think the ones with a higher pitch to them probably alerts the deer a lot more. That deer is... Well, that deer is about to tear that bush down. Wrapped up in his antlers. Goodness. Let's swing the drone around. We'll watch Big Boy for a few more minutes. I wish I could find that other 8-point. This is a 5.5-year-old buck right here. He's a big one for our area. It's a good deer though. I mean, we've watched him all summer since he just had little nubs right there, and just, you know, watched how big these antlers got. And he was a big body deer. I mean, you could always tell. But I mean, this is an absolute shooter for our area. That is a solid buck right there, guys. Somebody's going to get him. You know, I'd love to, but I mean, I'm just, you know, happy to be able to see this deer grow. It's just super cool. All right, I finally found him. He's actually pretty close to me. He's only about 200 yards from me. I just put the drone up and there he is. This is that 4-year-old 8-point we got. He just didn't bed with the group this morning. I wonder. I think this is him. Well, no, wait a minute. Is it? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, he may be having some kind of conflict with that other big 8-point. And he's probably getting, I don't think they're pushing each other around yet, but there's some animosity, I guess. I don't know, drama in the bachelor group, because he's not staying with them right now. That's the second time I've caught him like that where he's not with the other with his other deer. So we're going to watch him for just a little bit. I'm just taking pictures of him as well. Trying to keep a chart on these bucks, and yeah, at the end of the season I'm going to try to sort through all of it and kind of chart their growth a little bit and try to get some pictures up of that. We'll throw that on the channel as well. Any day now we're going to come out here and all this velvet's going to be off. Usually happens pretty quick. Yeah, he's kind of unique. If you see right here in these, right there, those two. But there's another 8-point that's very similar to him, but the two brow tines are just a little closer together. I don't know. I don't want to talk too loud because he's only like 200 yards. He's 200 yards away from me right now. I think he's actually feeding toward me, and the wind's, I guess, in his face. It's a good buck. He's got more of a, a taller rack, whereas that the one I call Big Boy, he's just more wide, and his brow tines are wider. He's just, the other one's a 5.5-year-old. He may be six. The other one may be 6.5. I mean, it was a nice buck last year, and this year it's just still a giant. See if we can clear some of this grass. Swing it back now. Yeah, they're putting on as much weight as they can right now. Calories and calories and calories. And we're still, let's see, about 2.5 months from the rut. 2 to 2.5 months from the rut.